Hey guys, welcome back to 25 Sweetpeas. Today I have a new dupe or don't video featuring 3 different perfect coral summer neon colors. So let's take a look at these 3 side by side. Also, just a quick little disclaimer, every computer screen is different, so the colors are gonna appear differently than what they may in real life, and they're probably gonna vary via your phone or a desktop computer, so just keep that in mind when watching this video based on color. Okay, so first up, I'm going to start with trying to glaze Thistle Do Nicely, which I think is going to be a dupe for the Julie G Bikini. However, I'm also going to compare it to China Glaze Flip Flop Fantasy, the original, but I'm pretty sure these are a bit brighter than the original Flip Flop Fantasy. But I love the original Flip Flop Fantasy and I wish they'd bring it back. Anyway, back to the polish I'm currently using. This is Thistle Do Nicely, and there's one coat. As you can tell, it is a bit streaky, but it's still a super bright and bold color. That is gorgeous. Sorry, I messed up the side. Trying to fix it. Now, I'm looking at it in the camera and it is appearing red, so something tells me this video is just gonna be lovely in the colorway. I'm kidding. It's not gonna be accurate at all. Okay, so now I've got Julie G's Bikini, which is going on. It is going on a bit thinner, however, it is almost a nicer formula than the China Glaze just because it goes on more smoothly, I guess you could say. I think that's the right terminology to use, yeah. In person, they look like dupes, however, on camera, it's looking like one looks a little more pink. But I think that is honestly just due to the fact that the China Glaze here is a bit thicker than the Julie G here. However, we're getting the same color. So next up, I'm going to go in with China Glaze Flip Flop Fantasy, the original, and put it next to these. Now, I don't have the new Flip Flop Fantasy because honestly, I'm not an orange person, and I feel like the new Flip Flop Fantasy just pulls orange really badly. So let's see how this is. Now, I haven't used this in a while, so I don't know if the formula is going to be good or not. Oh gosh, I forgot how much I love Flip Flop Fantasy. This is so pretty, guys. Okay, so there is one coat of Flip Flop Fantasy, and it is definitely more pink. Okay, so there you go. That is one coat of each of those. I'm going to go ahead and say now that these two are going to be dupes. However, this one right here, which is the Flip Flop Fantasy, it is not a dupe. It is much more pink toned. Gorgeous, but it is not a dupe. So I think I will leave that one there. If you are wanting to wear the original Flip Flop Fantasy, you are going to need 2 coats, which I don't need to show you though because it's not a dupe. So we're just going to focus on the ones that are dupes. So like I said earlier, I have Thistle Do Nicely on here, which is by China Glaze. So I'm going to put on a second coat of that. Its first coat was a bit thick, but it was still streaky in places, so I definitely feel like I need a second coat. The formula on this one is just a bit thicker than the Julie G. However, they both cover pretty nicely. This one is just a bit more pulley, if that makes sense. So like, you can see it kind of pulls because it's a thicker formula, yet about the same color payoff, which is confusing, but that would have to do with the pigmentation, I would say. So there is 2 coats, which is decent enough in my opinion. So next up, we're going to put a second coat of the Julie G Bikini, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite summer polishes just because it is so bright and fun. So we'll go on here. We're getting a second coat and we're getting really great coverage. Now, depending on how thick you do your coat, you may need a third coat, but I am pretty happy with just 2, which is nice. There you go. Now, hopefully these are showing up on camera, but just so you know, these are more coral toned orange/pink tones, if that makes any sense. They're definitely not orange like they may appear on camera. There's no red in them. They're definitely a corally pink, which does mean a hint of orange, but If you're an orange person, don't worry about it because these don't scream orange. So just to put you at ease if you're not an orange person, because honestly, I'm not an orange person, but I love these two. So looking at these on the nail in person, if I had it all together in a mani, I couldn't really tell a difference, I don't think. They both dry down to a satin-like finish, so you're gonna need a top coat either way. And I mean, really for the price wise, with the China Glaze, which is this one, costing $5 to $7.50 depending on where you get it. Obviously you can get it on sale and you can get it for less online, but say you're going to go to Sally's or you're going to go to Ulta, you're going to pay about $7 something, maybe $6 something if you're lucky, but most likely it's going to be $7.50, I think is what it is at Ulta. However, with this Julie G, you can get this in Rite Aids, and I believe they are $3.99, which is a really good deal. And Rite Aid is like similar to like a Walgreens or CVS, so they're gonna have them on sale. However, if you can't get them there, I believe that is the only store you can actually like walk into and get. So you're gonna have to buy that one online. So really, the quality of both of these were about the same. I feel like the Julie G is a little bit easier to work with. However, that honestly could just be due to the fact that the China Glaze is about half full, and I've had it for 2 years maybe, and the Julie G is new. I've only had it for about a month, so that could also play a factor into the thickness of the China Glaze. The color payoff, you're getting 2 coats, same coverage, and it's both gorgeous payoff. So it's just gonna be up to availability and your personal preference. If you're a China Glaze fan, then obviously you're gonna want to go for that. But if you're open to trying something new, Julie G is a great price. And let's see, you get 0.35 fluid ounces at 10 milliliters, and you get 14 milliliters in the China Glaze, which is 0.5 fluid ounces. So you are going to get more polish in the China Glaze, but you are going to pay a little more. So it's just going to depend on availability, most likely. So there you have it. These are not quite dupes for the original Flip Flop Fantasy. Sadly, original Flip Flop Fantasy is a bit more pink, but we're still going to be on that quest for that dupe because I don't know about you guys, but I miss the original Flip Flop Fantasy. I'm not into that bright orange one that they've got going on right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this dupe or don't video. And I think basically the conclusion is that the Julie G and China Glaze, Thistle Do Nicely, are dupes. You can totally do that. However, don't get them if you're looking for a dupe for the China Glaze Flip Flop Fantasy. You're going to be close, but you're not going to be completely satisfied because there's a bit more pink in Flip Flop Fantasy. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment. And now we're going to take a look at the picture of these swatched. So let's move on to that. And here we have the swatch picture. Now, as you can see, they're all labeled as to what is what. And in the picture, it does appear that the China Glaze #1 and Julie G #2 are very different. However, to the naked eye in person, you cannot really tell a difference unless you have like your hand right up to your face. I would say then that the China Glaze is just a teeny bit darker. However, not enough of a difference that it's like, oh, I need this polish because it's so different. So just keep that in mind. You definitely don't need both in your collection. I don't think you'd be able to be like, oh, I really want to wear such and such versus such and such because it's so much different, because it's really not that different. And I think that is it. It's obvious that Flip Flop Fantasy is more pink toned, but the other two are dupes for each other. So based on the prices, you guys can make your decision as to what you think would be best for you. And that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the description box below for a link to the blog post that'll go along with this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!